Let me negotiate you in not negotiating Russian Federation. And let me teach you some Russian Federation negotiation styles. At first, know your opponent. Know techniques, tactics, styles they used, and most importantly, know their negotiational goals. Usually, negotiation process is official and public, but in Russian Federation everything is upside down because it is too hard to prepare public, to prepare the image of opponent in eyes of public. Buy sympathies, get support, and carefully choose words. So Russian Federation needs you to come to their place. Keep in mind, Russian Federation dictator is ex-KGB agent. So Russia is the big prison. And Russian foreign affairs policy style is as a spy game, where countries are the subjects of crime for supervision. So first, what is needed to be done is the shock attack. Get you out of your shoes. There are two ways how to do that, but both of them are based on a power demonstration. First one, riches. Second one, threats. Usually Russian Federation loves to use 2-3 days long negotiations to make you forget what you came for and what are your negotiation goals, to make you lose your arguments and get out of negotiation tools. Imagine yourself in principal's office. Emotional and mental pressure, isn't it? Usually chaos and disorder is surrounded. This happened to Angela Merkel when she went to Russian Federation for negotiations. She has xenophobia, fear of dogs. And right between the speech in room ran Putin's dog. Guess why? To keep you on your peak, stress you for whole negotiational process, for whole these days. Russian Federation will attack you with random information, random historical facts, will test you permanently, leading you off your path. Of course, they will not only throw at you truth, but they will use lies, disinformation, and bluff. Not everyone is prepared for that, especially soft European ambassadors that didn't get used to interrogation, but mostly to negotiation. What else you were expecting from one who got his presidential chair through terrorizing its own population and sponsoring terrorists, and then making himself a hero by saving Russia from himself? These kind of people cannot handle equal dialogue, equal negotiation. So they love to put people in a beggar's position. Next, language. Here you must be prepared. You need to prepare best of your swearing artists. Their language is based on threats, flattering, lies, empty promises. Hard to keep conversation with person who is bombarding you with insults mixed with the fake compliments. Russian negotiation style is ask a lot and then ask a little bit more. Have you seen Russian diplomats, actually? Those who, during photography, stole Ukrainian flag from your Ukrainian delegate in Turkey in 2023. Exactly. This is disrespect. This is one of their favorites. Without it, no any fair negotiations can possibly be. No any agreement can be. So Russian Federation diplomacy has failed at this point. Do Russians feel respect for Ukraine? Do Russians respect America? Do Russians even respect themselves? If they do not respect their promises and their words. Russian Federation only respect power. Those who physically can make them stop. They respect those who stop dancing around them and have a voice to command. If negotiator is persistent and strong enough not to give up on his position, they will try to convince it with doubting himself. And if it will not work, they will break the reputation and the image of their opponent country. I just love how Turkey deals with the Russian Federation diplomats. No extra words, just one good shot. If negotiations we have to find the connection points. Something that we all are interested in, that we have in common. So, Ukraine is interested in peace. Russian Federation is interested in pause. For that, Russian Federation will use a lot of air shaking and use a lot of beautiful words speaking about emptiness. For successful negotiations, we need to understand the causes and consequences. So, about Russian Federation. For 30 years of its existence, it started at least 5 big military conflicts with its neighbors. It had huge military potential. They did not think twice, use it or keep it rusting in warfares. Mr. Zelensky, in this case, is protecting what his soldiers have fighted for. While Mr. Zelensky has to sacrifice lives of Ukrainians that have fighted for Ukrainian freedom, what in this case Russian Federation is fighting for? Sometimes negotiations can be harmful, especially when it is becoming resultless waste of time. Nobody will be grateful for this expensive loss of time, while real war cost human lives. For phantomic peace that never will be guaranteed. Ukraine is smarter. Ukraine refused to participate in this masquerade of hypocrisy and playing it civil with somebody who is a predator, sitting next to someone who's the crime and who enjoys daily killing of these civilians. No, thank you. After all negotiations ends with conclusion. What has to be done, by who it has to be done, for how long. Important is always specify what will happen in case if this agreement will not fulfill, if this agreement gets broken. This seems what Trump has forgotten about in the last negotiations. And this is the reason why Putin so easily broke his promise again. Negotiation with dictators, who is the hard level negotiations with little spoiled kids. Kids are best manipulators, actually, They understand that they can endlessly lie, beg, use different tools, cry, and nothing can be done with them. So Putin sees Ukraine as a toy. A battleground, polygon in the store. And all these ambassadors, negotiators looks for me like a dancing parents around the kid that are trying to convince him to stop his tantrum. For Putin, Ukraine is like a favorite and most wanted, where he can try his new weapons, test his army, and enjoy the view of dying people. Putin is testing surrounding, testing its parents. Will they make a comment? Will they call a security? And kid knows it always worked, so this time it will work also. If it will take time, he will scream louder. If it will not work, he will steal. If it will not work, he will destroy. Doesn't this war means that Putin is a whimmy kid who cannot control himself? How can you negotiate with somebody like that? How can you talk to somebody who does not control himself? How even is he controlling his country? Stop negotiating with devil. Stop saving time for Russia. Stop helping it. Stop talking and start doing. Make Russia capitulate. Punish the crime. Make Putin's worst nightmare become true. Let Ukraine join NATO. All the rules have exceptions. You can even stop war for 5 minutes just to make Ukraine NATO member officially. Ukraine is Europe. Crimea is Ukraine. Thank you.